Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trade Breakdowns for this week, the 28th and 29th of August so far. Not tracking very good. So had a missed the trade on Monday. And then today, this morning, took a 13 pip loss. So that kind of sucks. I'm going to go through them and then just talk about what my thinking process was and try to learn something from it for myself as well. Okay, so let's dive into it. Going to start with yesterday. So we had this one was actually really nice. So I had a bearish bias. So I've already replayed some of this data here. So this was where I was looking. I'll put the sessions on. Okay, so we had the Asian session pushing up, and I had these zones already. Thought I had some. Oh, there they are up here, already drawn. Okay. And I was looking for a reaction from this area. So this is now rewound to this is going to be the first candle is going to appear here for London Open, and I don't take the breakout normally for London Open. So not what I normally do is just sort of wait and see. I had a zone of interest over here, and that was you can say over to the left. This one was more clear on the not 30 minutes, sorry, the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame, you can see that we had this beautiful candle that pulled liquidity from it. And then we proceeded to just drive down. And now we're pulling back up into this area. So I wanted to see a reaction from this zone and then be able to find my direction. Okay, so let's dive down. First 15-minute candle, we'll have a look at that. First 15-minute candle wicked up into the open because this zone is the open of that 1 hour candle from what date was it? It was from Thursday last week. Okay, so we reacted off the open. So we did like a little buy to sell move. Now, if price could retrace some into this area, what I was looking for was a bit of a doji to form and then something to sweep the highs and then push down. That was the whole premise of this trade. So I want to see like a little bit of accumulation first 15 minutes. Okay, pushing down, looking all beautiful. What I was thinking was it makes sense for me if something could just take the high and then push down. 30-minute candle, we'll show that one. That one, like beautiful rejection. You can see like this this is telling you to be looking for sells. What happened was I set the order. Well, I had it ready to go. This was the idea I had planned. High was above it, and then just looking for this little retracement. So 5-minute candles sort of just pushed up, looking decent at this stage, and then it just dropped. So I really thought we are going to get really close to this. You can see like it was only a miss by a matter of pips. So point two, 2.5. Let's call it 3 with spread. What actually happened here? So on my broker, we broke the high, broke this high, and then we dropped. But on TradingView, it didn't. It did do a setup on the 3-minute. I wasn't really watching the 3-minute. I was kind of watching the 5. But let's have a look at the 3-minute because this is a setup that's pretty nice. So we've got over here, got a liquidity candle. Okay, right here, liquidity candle, and then something retesting this wick. Anticipation entry could be above here as it's breaking the high, anticipating this candle closes bearish. Confirmation entry would be waiting for this candle to close bearish or at least start pushing quite down. And then as it closes, that could have been your confirmation entry. Target was the Asian low. That was the target on this trade. So quite a few members took it, which is fantastic. First port of call that we might see price reject from this little area, or like at least find it difficult to push through, was the euro low. Okay, this was a bank holiday as well, so I was being a little bit cautious, but it's kind of still annoying to see it just get so close, then just to miss it, you know. So held up at this euro low quite a bit. Okay, and then eventually it broke through, took out the the Asian low, and then that would have been hitting the target, 100 pippers. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, only 70 pippers. So not yeah, 70 pips. Perfect move. Perfect move. Okay, so and then afterwards is history. Eventually, I think it went down all the way to 90 pip move. 90 pip move. Okay. Then the Bulls took control. And didn't they take control? Far out. Okay. Now let's dive into the next day. This is the 29th. This is the loss I took. So this one was, let me just going forward to the, where are we? 7:45. Okay, this is the close of the Euro session. Oh, sorry, the close of the Frankfurt Open candle, the open candle. Okay, this is the very first set 07 to 08. Okay, 0700 UK time to 0800. This is your Frankfurt Open candle. So when the German Stock Exchange opens. Bit of a bummer today. So because I did have a webinar at 9:30, and then I think what was mainly on my mind was the miss yesterday, and then just sort of just sitting idle, not really taking trades. So this time I think I just wanted to be in the trade. So I think I just got the better of myself, and I entered way too early. Way too early. Didn't wait for any sort of confirmations. Took a cowboy entry, thinking that, oh, you know what, this level looks all right, and it just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a good one. It's gonna be honest about it. I did risk lower because something didn't feel right about it. I didn't, because it was a cowboy entry, so wasn't too painful. It was just a little bit annoying that wasn't able to, like, it's just had such a good run. So we're going to have these peaks and valleys, aren't we? Anyway, so this was the open candle. Now let's play forward because there was a missed opportunity to start with. We had a no wick to start with. Price wicked up and then started pushing down. We created like a little bit of a zone here. Now, the entry where there was a missed opportunity was, where was it? This one here coming up. Okay. So let's look on the 15. No, it wasn't on the 15. There was a missed opportunity up here. This is when it, oops. There we go. Okay. So I was looking for buys potentially from underneath this area. I did have my little pathway, and I was bearish, and I was looking for the sells, but I was also looking for potential buys from this area to go up and push up to this zone. What today did was sort of through a curveball. We just pushed really strongly up out of this zone. These little areas here. I was looking at the 4 hour, and I was looking at this, and I was like, this, as soon as we're pushing up, this wick now became a real target for me. But I just kind of went against my bias. I just looked at this candle being a liquidity candle, and I was looking for reactions inside of this area rather than looking to see, can we do a bit of a wick fill? The wick fill was the target. Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. Just wasn't up at my A game. Anyway, once we got up to here, there was a little reaction from this zone. Beautiful reaction, actually. So let's push it up. Okay. 3 minutes. Let's have a look at the 3 minutes. I'm going to see if there was like a confirmation. Now, when price, that was the one. So I wouldn't have caught this because the wick's quite low. It's better on the 5 minute. Okay, wait till we see this. No, it was the 3 minute. My bad. Yeah, it was the 3 minute again, like yesterday. Price pushed up. We had quite a lot of velocity just coming down. I have noticed around this time, so the time like 8:35 ish, we do get like a decent little volume push. When we opened, look at these candles. We've got no bottom wicks on the way up. And then they're in on the 1 minutes around that 8:35 time. We saw from this area. I'll go and to look to the left and say why I've pointed out this zone, but we had no wick, no wick. Price pushed down, came back up a little bit, no wick again, just pushed it and then pushed down. So there was like just heavy volume. Going over to the left was mainly based on, I think it was the 4-hour chart even, or the 2 hours. You have to find that. I don't want to mess around too much, but there was a zone in here that it was it was formed on the stream on Monday. So they thought these areas were potential manipulation areas, and that these could be zones that we could push up to. We've got nice clean candles all the way up, and I'd really like to see what price is going to do once they started digging into these areas. Anyhow, let's go back to the entry. The entry based on the 5 minute. I didn't just take a cowboy blindly. I still was looking at zones, right? And the zones in my mind to go down, price to get this move down, I was thinking that from the open, we did a little buy to sell. So we bounced off of the Asian high. Okay, Asian high. That's a point of interest. We formed a liquidity candle, and then that just really powered up. And then we had this overcorrection. So what I was thinking was this was a buy, simply to sell, and then we retrace this zone, and then we can sell again from that area. That will close those buys, and then we push down to the target. I was a little bit aggressive this one because what I also did was thinking that this area was maybe a potential better area to trade from. So I put my stop loss above it in case we pushed up and then we pushed down from that area. So I had the stop loss just above this like monthly level and above this zone. Would have actually not been too bad if I'd entered from up here because I would have been able to at least take some profits. But entering here, it was pretty much just a poor entry, but that was what I was looking at. And I probably should have learned, from this little mistake. I'll go to the 3 minutes price, then just absolutely just kept on pushing bullish, didn't even slow down at all. I went straight up as basically a clean candle, missed my stop loss by, a few pips here. So I haven't moved any of this at all since this morning. But I didn't like how we basically just opened and just pushed straight up. So looking at the 1 minute, price actually did push back down, and at this time I was like, maybe I'm right. Maybe this is going to be okay. Thankfully, like my stop loss was protected in a sense that it was actually put above this area for a reason, because I thought maybe if it blew past this level, which it did, maybe I'd be able to survive any little wicks up. Price hesitated for a little bit, and then I was thinking when it was breaking the low here, I thought I see that candle, see how it flicked. So as it was breaking these lows, I thought I was in for a good thing, and then it started pushing up because I can't do the seconds in this chart. But as I was pushing down, and then as I thought, now's the time, just really break these lows, these doji lows, and then just keep on crumbling. But as it started to push back up and it started to flip bullish again, at that point, it did bounce a little bit. But this was basically the area that I manually just thought I'm wrong. I've just got to accept that I'm wrong, and then got out basically there. So total from the entry to where it got out, 11 pips. So 0.9 is my spread. So 12 pips basically as a loss. But I can't take all the winners without accepting some of the losers as well, because then it went and stopped me out. Rose up a little bit higher, and then it gave a bit of a push. So that's what I was saying. Was like if I had actually entered closer to these highs, I would have been actually sitting 10 pips in profit at some stage. Maybe it would have been getting close to a 1-to-1, so I wouldn't have let it stop me out for basically, I lost almost just over half of what I was intending. Still pretty pleased with the way I managed that trade, to be a bit more active with it and just to accept when I'm wrong. I think that's a good skill to have. Just to it didn't affect me mentally. I was all good with it. Just one of those things. It did give a little entry though afterwards. So when it did push back up, okay, what I really should have been waiting for was I should have been waiting for a retest of this bad boy. Same sort of thing as yesterday, right? So here was the 15-minute candle, okay, that pushed down, and then looking for retest this wick and then drive down. That should have been the play. I should have just been patient. I took that cowboy entry, tried to catch a rising bayonet, and it just stabbed me, stabbed my account as well. But the entry should have been around this area, in hindsight. Should have waited for that 15-minute confirmation, wait for a little rejections up this area, and then look for that sell move. So let's just play through the candles again. So we know on the 15-minute that this area, I'll just draw this scan box. Okay, this is the zone. This would have been beautiful areas to look for the sells from. Not down here. Price rallied up. Okay. Tapped into it. Tapped into that zone. Doji candle, sweeping the highs. Anticipation entry. Pretty tough to get that anticipation entry. Confirmation entry as it was pushing down and closing below. Late entry would have been wicking up, and then not so much late, but maybe even more of a confirmation entry. Wick up, break these lows, and then we're going downtown. So wicked up and then pushed down, broke those lows. Then it was all down from there. Yeah. Yes, sir. That should have been the move to a New York session. So that would have netted, taking it from, even let's say from this area, that would have moved more or less the same as yesterday, 70 pips. And then the Bulls really took control, and boy, they took control. Price just flew, man. Was helped along by the central bank consumer report. Let's check that out. Not the central bank consumer report, sorry. Just always the CB, I always think central banks. The consumer confidence that came out, 106, and then the JOLTS job openings at 3:00. Big miss, right? That really helped send that signal to the central bank, to the Fed, that you can't really hike anymore. The economy's slowing down quite quickly now, and they still only think that of the rates, they still, when they look at the mortgage rates, how many people have rolled over to these fixed incomes, fixed rates, going from fixed back onto the variable rate, they still think that there's over half the people yet still haven't felt the full effect of these interest rates. So that's quite a concern to see what they're, if that's the case, then it's just they're going to be looking at this data, and then there's still some heavy hits to come. Anyway, so it's probably signaling that the end is nigh, and that's going to have an effect on all indices. So look at this. This is US 500. We've got US, the Dow, the NAS, the FTSE. So everything just rallied hard on the back of that news, and then basically just closing near these highs for the day. Interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I think this was a very big move, so it's created a lot of imbalances. So let's just wait and see and turn up again, same time, same day. Try find a trade idea that works, and then hopefully my my little poor performance for the last couple of days ends tomorrow with a banger. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. I'll see you in London. Bye-bye.